Hi everyone and welcome to episode 2 of my new series Canadian Case Study, where I talk to different Canadians about their personal finance situation. This video is from another YouTuber named Brandon, where he created a guitar course and he has a guitar YouTube channel with I think over 450,000 subscribers. If you're interested in being on the podcast or the show, please send me an email, but you have to be comfortable with giving me or talking about your personal finances, your income, and your expenses, your good decisions, your bad decisions. You have to be comfortable on camera. Again, this is not my permanent setup. This is just in my condo until I find a proper podcast studio. So if you like the video, please thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the podcast.
You're the boss.
Okay, let's just get started.
Okay.
Can you tell me your name, your age, and what you do for a living?
Name, age, I gotta think.
Yeah.
What are those things? Name is Brandon Dion. Years old. Oh, wait a second. I can't tell you my age.
Okay.
Because that's the age reveal. I'm doing an age reveal at 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh my God. Okay, and what are you at right now?
418.
Oh, you have 418,000?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
So we have to.
A lot more than mine.
I guess so, but yeah, you have to bleep when I say my age.
Okay. So I was gonna put in the title, be like, hey, 19-year-old makes X amount. Okay, no, I'll change it. I'll talk about what you do for a living.
Okay. And what I do for a living is I am essentially a YouTuber who teaches guitar.
How long have you been doing that?
Since 2017.
Wow, so 6 years.
Yes, sir.
And then is your main income source the YouTube or a course?
I sell a program. I don't call it a course because when I think about courses, there's tons of guitar courses online. But when I think about 52-week guitar player, which is the name of my program, I mean, it's a course format, but there's also live interaction with pros. There's feedback, which is guaranteed in this program, which a lot of guitar courses don't offer, right? So that communication with the students kind of makes me label it differently. But the short answer is yes, that is my main stream of income. YouTube is like peanuts compared to that, yeah.
Okay, and can you tell me how much you make per month total?
Yeah, so it's actually a very interesting model because at the turn of the new year, 2023, I switched up my business model. Previously, my business model was, get attention, right? So organic traffic, Instagram, YouTube, email, right? And also run paid ads and get attention there and, get leads. And then the people that show interest in the program get on a sales call and sell them into the program, right? So that's what I was doing in the past. But I didn't like that model because it required my time to do the sales calls, and I could hire a sales team. But if you ask anyone in the online business space, it's very difficult to find A-player sales reps to sell a $2,400 product. That's the cost of 52-week guitar player, right? So if they're getting 10%, that's not a lot in the grand scheme of high-ticket sales, right? So anyway, I was doing the sales calls myself. And I didn't like doing that because, most of the time, probably 2/3 of the time or 6 out of 10 times, the person's like, yeah, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. You never hear from them again, right? So I was like, nope, not doing this. And so anyway, I switched business models. And that actually circles back to your question. Your question was how much am I making per month? So I actually open my program now every quarter, right? So I actually have it open right now because we're ending Q2, right? We're in the last couple of days of Q2. So the last time it was open was the last couple of days of Q1, right? Last couple of weeks. So I make all the money in a 2-week window, right? So if you took that money and then divided it by 3, then I guess you would get my monthly income. And I'm fortunate to say that these past 3 months, it's when you divide that number, it's about 75K.
That's awesome. So I can't get into the course April or May. I can only get into it in June?
Correct.
Okay.
And then the next time it opens will be in September, after June ends.
Okay. So I want to go back to the course a little bit because I do have my own course, which is open to everyone, but it's only $500. Do you have trouble advertising or selling a $2,500 or $2,400 course? Is that Canadian dollars?
Canadian.
Okay.
Well, in the past it was harder, but this program, 52-week guitar player, has been around since 2019. So it's, almost 4 years old. It was in August 2019 that I launched it. So, with time comes reputation, like brand reputation. Obviously, the market knows it because I've been, shoving it down everyone's throats for the past 4 years. So it also wasn't this price point when I started, because over time it got better. I created a second version of the program I spent 14 months making, right? So I upgraded everything, and that increased the price point. Hired another instructor, that increased the price. So it wasn't always this price point, but it is now. And yeah, it was difficult to sell in the past, and I would still say that it's difficult in the sense I've just gotten better at it over time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. It's like a used car. Right?
Yeah, that's a lot. So how much was it when it first launched?
When version 1 launched, like way back in 2019, I had like no confidence in my ability to.
Right here.
Yeah, same for you.
I'm right there right now. No confidence. That's why I'm trying to. I don't know. Like, this is my first time or second time now doing this, so I'm trying to learn like the questions, what to do. Feel a little awkward. We just met for the first time.
It's true.
But yeah,
whoa. Well, I bought your course.
Right.
So I knew who you were.
Good point.
And we did chat in Discord.
A little bit.
But this is like still our first time really meeting.
Yeah, and I will be asking his advice and some tips on my course, but that's for another video, another topic.
But yeah, so the price point when it started was $300 US, and the model that I used to sell it was just totally ineffective, not sustainable is actually a better way to describe it, because what I was doing is I would have the price point set as $300, and I wouldn't promote it at all. The only time I promoted it is when I had a sale, right? Because I didn't feel confident charging $300 USD. So I was like, hey guys, 52-week guitar players on sale. And then I would do that, and then like 2 weeks later, I might do it again, or like a month later. I was just looking at the calendar for like all these holidays. I was looking, okay, like, there's a summer, you can do a summer sale here, or Valentine's Day, Halloween sale, like just stupid reasons.
Wow.
But it wasn't sustainable, because, then you're training your audience like, okay, well, he's just going to have another sale. So I'm not going to.
So just wait for it.
Yeah, just wait. Like.
Yeah. So that's how I actually bought my first course. I bought Course Creator Pro, and I waited for a sale. And I think they did 60% off. It was $1,000 USD, and I didn't want to pay it. So I think I waited for their 60% off sale, and it was like $300, which I felt much more confident paying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, from the consumer perspective, obviously, like that's what I would definitely prefer. But, from the producer perspective, it's more like, like I can't just be having a sale all the time, because I don't want my income to be dependent on that. And also, if you're doing that all the time, like, your audience doesn't want to just be sold to like every other week.
Right.
So it's just.
Right. I get it. So I kind of want to go back a little bit. What made you start the course or start the YouTube? Did you have a full-time job before? Were you always a guitar teacher? Did you go to university for it? So just doing a little bit of a background.
Yeah. So I went to school for guitar. Yes, and I graduated. It's actually a jazz degree that I have, Bachelor of Music and Jazz Studies, guitar performance. Anyway, yeah, so after I graduated, you're a broke post-university person, right? So I got a job working for Coca-Cola, and I was a traveling stock boy putting pop on the shelf, right, in grocery stores just around my city. Like, it's, not glamorous, although it was kind of nice. You do have autonomy. Anyway, I did that, and then eventually I did that from like 2017 to 2019, and then in the summer of 2019, I got recruited by a Pepsi person. Like, they saw me working, and they came up to me in the store, and they said, hey, you want to work for Pepsi? And they offered me a better deal, so I was like, sure, let's do it. So just changed shirts, But I stayed in the same stores, so it was funny because like the managers all knew me. and they saw that I changed shirts. It was kind of funny. Anyway, and then obviously, like during that time, I was building my following on social media, right? Posting on Instagram a lot, and so then I realized, okay, this is fun. Building an audience is fun. I enjoy posting videos of myself playing guitar. It's cool and everything, but it's not making any money. How am I going to make money? So I realized, people are messaging me. They want to learn from me. I was doing some one-on-one lessons over Skype, back when Skype was popular. And anyway, you get people flaking, which you've also experienced with this podcast, right? People flaking on you.
Yep. 3 people in the same day.
Yeah. So anyway, I got the idea. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to take all the information. Like, I'm telling these people all the same thing. Like, they're coming to a lesson with me and I'm repeating myself. Like, I'm just giving them all the same advice. And if I could just take this advice and package it into like a video course, well, why not? So that was how the idea of 52-week guitar player came to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't something that like I was overly hyped to do. Like, I wasn't passionate about creating a guitar video course, right? But you need money, right? So that's my reasoning behind getting started. And since then, I've taken way more of a liking to it. It's become a lot more fun since then.
So is it a 9 to 5? Because like you said, it's a program. It's not really a course. So it's more active. And you said you hired someone. So how active are you in it? Is it a 9 to 5? Or do people reach out to you from 5 to 10 p.m. like after their work?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty low time commitment for me because all I dedicate is an hour live stream per week over Zoom. So we call it a live stream. It's a group Zoom call, really. Like, the students come and, we chat. They ask questions about things they're curious about. We roast their playing in front of everyone. Or we'll put them in the hot seat and test their knowledge on something. But in terms of my time, that's really it in terms of like frontline behavior, right? Frontline kind of stuff. Now, in the back end, there's a lot more things that use my time, like managing people. That's probably the thing that I've been spending more time on recently because there's like 3 people that they're contractors. They're not employees, but I've got my instructor who I've hired, and that doesn't require too much time. But he recently told me that things are getting really busy for him. He would appreciate if I brought on another. So I think that's going to have to be the project moving forward. But yeah, and then before that, I was hiring a video editor, and I have also like kind of a VA assistant. Like, she does social media posting for me. So yeah, that like just. In short, just back-end stuff takes more time, right? Working on the business, not in the business.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. And so do you have to like repurpose the content to TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, or?
Yeah, what I do is my strategy is I film 5 to 7 short form pieces of content over the span of 2 days, and then I ship them off to my editor, and then he edits them. And all of those videos are repurposed. Like, they're all shared on the platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And yeah, I put out a lot of content, like up to 8 pieces of content per day. If we're also including email list, I also have a 52-week guitar player YouTube channel that features the students. 52-week guitar player Instagram page, same as the YouTube channel, right? So also put out YouTube community posts. So everything I just listed, that adds up to 8, right? Okay. So the 52-week guitar player socials don't post content every day. So, maybe some days will be 5 to 6 pieces of content, but then higher days are 8 pieces.
So it is pretty active. Like, you only do 1 hour live stream, but then everything on the back end, setting up and creating. Do you get busier during the sale period, like when you finally open it up?
Yeah, definitely, because when new students are coming in the program, we have an onboarding process where either myself or the other instructor will basically just send them a video, like a screen recording, showing them how the program works. And, everybody, has questions, but we've heard them all pretty much at this point, so we answer those questions in the video. They also appreciate it just because it's a personal touch, and we live in this tech world where everything's automated, and you're talking to chatbots and all that stuff. So it's kind of nice to get that personal touch. As well, we have a call with them, so just to help them out even more, right? Establish a bit of a relationship there, because at the end of the day, we're here to help, and we want them to feel like they're actually cared for. We don't want them to feel like it's just we're here to take your money. Okay, now fuck off.
All right, I'm gonna blur that out.
Yeah.
So just a side question, just for anyone watching, if they do want to start their own, do you find this area, is this like a forever type of job? Because how long would YouTube last? What if you saturate your customers, the client base? If someone wanted to start now, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, so there's a couple questions in there. For starters, it is a forever job because people are always going to want to learn guitar. So it is evergreen in that way. Will I ever saturate my customer base? Well, based off the answer I just gave, I would say no. And then the other question you asked was, what advice would I give to someone who wants to get started in this type of business? You mean like teaching guitar specifically, or just making money online?
So I'm trying to see how I can make this beneficial to the viewers, because what if someone's like, hey, I'm a guitar player, oh, he already has a course, I can't create one. Is there such thing as someone else jumping on and starting it as well? What if they want to do piano? What if they're also thinking, hey, maybe I could do a guitar course or be a guitar teacher as well?
Okay, so basically we're talking about hobby style courses, right? So piano, guitar, maybe boxing. Boxing might be a little bit different. But language learning, something like that. I think, yes, look, you need to have a following, I think, because as long as you have a following, those are people that care about you, right? And they're interested in you and they like you and everything, they will buy from you, right? So there's always going to be that segment of people that will buy from you. If you have 1,000 people following you, there's probably 5 to 30 people in there that will buy, right? So yeah, you got to invest some time in building your personal brand. But, if the questions about advice, if you want to make money online and get into this sort of business, these are the actions that you need to take.
It is. So I feel like you should be in this seat and I should be the one answering the questions.
I disagree.
No, because you have a bigger YouTube following and then your course is doing better. And here I'm the one asking you questions. But I'm hoping people can get some value out of it, or just hear different stories. Everyone who's in my Discord server right now, I feel majority are just professionals working a 9 to 5, and then you started with a job and then found a hobby and turned it into a business venture. So hopefully people can learn and grow from there.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a long time, I've been at it for almost because I started in November of 2017, so we're not in November of 2023, so it's not quite 6 years, but it's pushing that. It's over 5.
That's a long time. So that's probably when YouTube wasn't really monetized. I didn't really hear about it being monetized until 3-4 years ago, but maybe that's just me. But I don't think the YouTube creator or partner program was around for that long, maybe 10 years max.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was never about the creator program. That's never how I thought I was going to really make a bunch of money. Yeah. It was more for I was thinking more I need something to sell.
Right.
Because, I heard about the apocalypse and everything. So.
Yeah. So maybe I was a little naive. I thought I could do well off the YouTube, and then seeing how little it pays, that's when the course came in.
Yeah.
And also repeating myself maybe 100 times and people continually asking for courses. Initially, I was against courses because it's I don't want to monetize you too much. I want to make money off the ads. I don't want to make money off the viewers. But then everyone kept asking for it. And I was okay, let me spend 6 months putting it together. So here we are.
The demand was there.
It was there. I want to go back into finance a little bit more. So let's say $75,000 a month. That's gross. Were you shocked at how much you had to save or pay at the end of the year for tax? Because a lot of people I know, when they get paid, if you get paid from an employer, the employer pays the tax on your behalf. But as a business owner, let's say you make $1 million, you got $1 million in your bank, but then all of a sudden at the end of the year, you have to pay like $450,000. So how did that work?
So you're an accountant, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, with Nova Scotia, which is where I'm from, I'm not sure if it's different in Ontario, but in Nova Scotia, if you're incorporated, then if you're making below 500K net, you only pay like 10 to 11%, right, in tax, which I'm incorporated. If my net was 501,000, then, it's like 45% or something like that, right? I haven't gotten to that point yet with my net. So,
Okay.
What was the question? I forget.
The shock of taxes at the end of the year.
Yeah, the shock of taxes, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought you were making it personally. I didn't know you were incorporated.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yeah.
Okay, so then you would still have to remit a big amount or hold a big amount at the end of the year. So your business has the money, and then do you pay yourself?
Yeah, I pay myself a pretty humble salary. Yeah, it's like 68 or 65, something like that. Okay, per year. So.
Where did you come up with that number? Was that from an accountant, or that's what you need just to get by?
That was from an accountant.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my accountant who recommended that, because I told him that I wanted to just leave a bunch of money in the business, because we were talking earlier, one of my buddies, he asked me, like, do you think you're living within your means, or like just in the walk to this podcast?
Yeah.
I was like, I think so. And he's like, well, you just dropped X amount on an Airbnb. But I really don't think that I spend much money in my personal life. I don't really go out much. I don't really have a life. So I spend money on eating out sometimes. Actually, all the time. I like never cook except when I'm making lunch. But there's an argument to that though, because it's like, you're making. And if you're beyond a certain threshold in income, it's actually more expensive to cook your own food because of the time investment, right? Because if you order food and it takes you 20 minutes to eat, then you save a lot more time than you would if you cooked and it took you 90 minutes to like cook everything and then eat and then do the dishes. And
I get it. Yeah, it's assuming that you're always working. Like, I'm sure there's some downtime where you could be doing that, but it's fine.
True.
I'm not judging, but yeah, just asking.
Well, it also requires mental energy. Well, maybe not so much mental energy, but it requires effort. Energy.
Right. Like, personally, I don't enjoy cooking. That's why I meal prep. But I did go to a chef school as a hobby just to learn how to cook, and I thought, hey, maybe it'll force me to like it. And then it didn't, but at least I know how to cook now. But I still do the meal prep. I think it's like with inflation, like eating out has gotten so expensive that I just can't. Yeah, I can't justify it full time. Yeah. And I think I eat too much as well because I'm trying to bulk up. I'm not sure if you could see on camera, but yeah.
Eat like a cow, right?
Yeah, I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do.
I think that's what you said in one of your videos. You said you eat like a cow.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, you actually watch it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I do eat like a cow. Yeah, I eat a lot. So let's say $500,000 in the business and then you pay yourself like a small salary. What are you doing with the excess cash? Are you investing it?
I invest a little bit, yeah, but technically I'm investing on like personally. So I actually got into investing from buying your course.
Nice.
Because I asked you what exchange I should use, and you recommended just simple, just grab that. I said, what should I invest in? I want a long-term strategy. You said, here's a couple ETFs. There's like VU, and so I invested in that. So my investing strategy has been, park some cash there, and then invest a chunk every month as well on top of it. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah, I'm new to it. I'm not an expert. Which is why I bought your course, to learn a little bit about it.
Nice. Has the course helped?
Yeah, I would say what was more helpful is just hearing it like straight from the horse's mouth, sort of thing, like asking you and you telling me. But yeah, I picked up some things in the course that were pretty interesting.
Nice. Okay, so that's why with the course I added like a 1 hour one-on-one. So increased the price, added a one-on-one because everyone said they wanted to chat. They're like, hey, I saw the course, but then like I still need some things to still have some questions. So maybe I'll need to adjust the videos just to be more clear, or maybe I'm not being clear enough. So it is good to chat with the one-on-one.
Maybe. Would you do a mastermind?
What is a mastermind?
Like, okay, so everybody wants your time. Would you consider selling a mastermind where basically all you do is meet with people in the mastermind on a Zoom call for like 2 hours per week, and then you have like a group chat, and then they're paying you an annual subscription of like $10K or something?
I can't believe you brought that up. I wanted to take someone's course last week because I needed to upgrade my trading skills. And he's like, hey, take this mastermind.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't watch this, I swear to God. He's asking 50,000 US a year.
Wow. Yeah.
And I can't justify that. He called it a mastermind. So it's so funny you brought that up, because I would never charge 50,000 a year, but I would, if it's 2 hours a week, I think that would be great. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's demand for that? Should I throw that out there?
How many course sales have you made?
Oh God. I do 2 a month. My first month I did like 50, and then I'm not good at advertising. I don't have the time, like I'm trying to learn. Maybe poor excuse, but I'm trying to advertise it through YouTube. It's not doing well. I need to find the paid ads. I tried to do ad on my own. I spent $2,000 on TikTok and I got nothing out of it. So I might need to change that strategy.
Well, you got a lesson maybe out of it.
Yeah. Learned, lost a lot. So what I'm trying to do is I was trying to spend $2,000, see how many sales I get. So then when I hire someone, I know if they're doing better or worse than me, if they're worth it.
Yeah.
And then when you get 0 sales on $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really learning much.
But you know a lot about personal finance, right? I mean, and people are like, I guess the question, I'll put it back on you. Like, if someone say I'm prepared to give you $10,000 in exchange for a year, like 52 weeks of like 2-hour Zoom calls, right? Like one per week, in a group format with access to like a group chat where you will reply, but like it's not like you're in there 24/7, right? It's you get to it when you get to it. Like you probably have a time blocked out per day to respond, right? So like I'm prepared to do that. Do you think that you would be able to get me just like I could break even on that investment, right? Because if I could break even, then it's totally, the price is justified.
I think I could every year except when a recession hits. Like 2022, no matter what I told you, you probably would have lost money because the entire economy went down. Yeah. So then it looks like a double whammy. Like I charge you 10 grand and then the market goes down, so you're losing anyway. Yeah. So I think every year except during a recession, like I think I'd be pretty upset if I lost you money based on my advice. No one knows when it's going to hit. The market can be irrational. If you're watching this June 2023, the market is going up so much and no one knows why. It seems like corruption from the US government. They're pumping it just so they could dump it. If you watch like Nancy Pelosi, everything she trades shoots up. So it's like, I can give you advice, but there are forces behind the market where it's just being irrational right now.
Yeah, out of your control.
Yeah, we should be in a recession. Everything should go down, but it's not going down. So the bubble will pop. When will it? I can't really predict. So it's like I can give you the advice, and then it's just the timing on what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, if someone is investing in a mastermind like this, that they'd have to understand that. Yeah. Which I'm sure you would do a good job of conveying.
Yeah. So that's definitely something I'll have to take into account, which is pretty interesting. I like that you're turning this around on me. So you're like switching this. So we are coming up on the 30-minute mark. I didn't think it would go this long. I appreciate the discussion. In a minute and a half or less, is there any questions you have that you think the audience will benefit from, finance related?
Questions I have. So basically, what questions does the audience have? I'm putting myself in their situation, trying to imagine.
Good point. If you're like, hey, I have this question I think a lot of people would have, or
how do I add like an extra $1,000 a month to my income?
Oh my God. I could think of this in 2 ways. A lot of people don't have an income problem, they have a spending problem. If you look at your subscriptions, do you need all of them? Mm-hmm. If you look at like your bank, is your bank charging you fees? You should never pay any fees. are you using your credit card for everything? Never use your debit card, use your credit card with points. Every time you use your credit card, there's like points that could be earned. If you use your debit card, you're leaving money on the table. So I have a first class TD Visa. I have 400,000 points on it right now, and that's a $2,000 flight. So that's indirectly, because I'm spending on groceries, I'm spending anyway. It's me indirectly not making money, but if I didn't use it, that would have been money left on the table. And also, if you are running a business, there's always tax or certain rules that you can take advantage of. Don't have time for it in this video, but maybe for another one.
Maybe we'll do part 2.
We should do a part 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Tune into the next one.